Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US Indices for the 13th of March, and I thought today would start on the tick chart and then work back out the other way. And the reason for that is because from this current high here, we were counting the structure down through here, and the last time we spoke we were looking for, we'll look at both counts. First one was wave 1 and wave 2, and then we were looking down here for wave 3. We were coming back here for wave 4, and then we were looking for one more move down here for wave 5. I don't have that there, but wave 5 here. The other count that we had for this is that because if we had these 5 waves down here, then we know that we'd get an A and a B and a C back, and then we'd go down again, and then that would create our short trade. So in this instance here, we only had, we also had an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 5 waves down in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here, and then the last little 5 waves coming down here for wave C, or as I said before, wave 3 or wave C. So in a nutshell, wave 4 can pull back to the 38.2%, which was this level here at 27.50, the midpoint in regards to the trading levels, and or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So it found support, a nice little tested support on top of this. To me is a setup here, because the setup is normally the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the corrective move, and then finding support here, so we take these highs out through here. So that would have been the setup on that side there. So the main point here is that we're left with 3 waves down into this point here, so it makes it corrective. Yes, we probably could look at it in terms of wave A here, and a wave B over here, and a wave C over here. I don't think that's the case for 2 reasons. First of all, the Nasdaq is testing the highs over here, which would make it an expanded flat, and secondly, and more so, is that the move up through here counts as 5 waves moving up through here. So what we need to do is we need to look at this like this here. So just let me rearrange this here. So an ABC here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure where my 5th wave is gone, but we'll just copy that one, and wave 5 here. So now we can look, because 5 waves up, then we get an ABC back here again for this. So we can also look at, borrow one of these for a second. Let's just put that in shape here. So it's probable now that we need to look at this as wave 1 up there and wave 2 here. The little 5th wave here may not be finished. Not that it's a big deal, because we're not going to, I mean, if you're trading long up here, you want to get out at 2800 here, because after 5 waves there's going to be a ABC counter trend coming into play here. The 61.8% retracement from this low to this high here, like I said, there may be another high to come in here, or it can just drop from here, probably drop from here, so that high is probably in there at this stage. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. I'm going to put that on the 2750. I know that the 61.8% retracement level would be lower than that. If we can just roughly get that in there, I'll put that on those highs there. Oh no, it's right on there. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just put that in there for the time being, but we'll have to adjust this because we haven't even seen a turn yet. So we're working away in front of the market. So anyway, this is where we can do our buying from here, especially if we can get a very clear ABC pattern here. And it should be quite simple. It should be 5 waves for the A wave, 3 waves for the B wave, and 5 waves for the C wave, and then we can move into this. So yeah, that's where we are with this. So this move here is corrective. Even if this was some other type of correction here, it would still be making new highs at some point, because this is in 3 waves here, so that's bullish corrective. But because this is pretty clean and tidy going up here as 5 waves, then all we need to do now is just wait for or trade lower, sell new lows on this one here. So in the bigger picture, let me just save that. Put that on 200 here. So in the bigger picture, let's start moving out to the bigger picture here now. So this is this is the 1 hour chart. So we just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. Now we'll be looking for an ABC to come back into this space here. And the other point here, we know that this is an A and a B and a C. I had it in green before, but I've gone 1 degree higher now, and I want to show why. So from going from the 1 hour chart here, and also too, just before we leave here, so what we have to do here, I mean, you can short it you could probably short it from, let me just grab this here. You could probably short it from this low here if you wanted to. But otherwise, we'll look for this area here to go long in, and we can also just simply draw a line across there once we've got that high in place, and it's probably that high, and the second bounce off here, and so forth. So I'm not that fussed about trading short in this particular space here, but I'll leave that up to you to do that. I'm just going to move that back out of the way. I'm more interested in the long trade, and yeah, let's just wait for that. If I've made a mistake and we get support on the 28th, then we need to go long from there. But if this came up through here, which we would call the arrival, and this would be the reaction, but we're just expecting a bigger reaction, that's all. But if we only got a small one and then we moved up through here and created the first high above the level, well, then that becomes our reference point from that point on. So that means that, copy that, we can put that up here, and that's the point that we would go long at that stage. That's minor trading level 8, subgroup 2, and subgroup 1 here, 10, 20, and 30, and the midpoint here. So we've got a way to go there. So let's just pull out a little bit further and have a look at the bigger picture here. So I think we can go to the 4 hour chart. So yeah, looking at this here as an A and a B and a C, and this is 1 and 2 here, and then we'd be looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to the upside here. I'm calling this wave 3 here and this wave 4 here. And if we pull out further now to this area through here, from the low here, we can look at this in terms of 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves up in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 3 to here, which would leave us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, the fourth wave here, and the fifth wave here for the third wave, the fourth wave, and then the fifth wave taking us above the 5,000 there. So that would be the trade there. I mean, that would be the count. And also too, the other good point about this too is if we take this low here from wave 2 low to the top of wave 3 here, then we come right in on the 38.2% retracement level for this wave 4 retracement here. So that makes sense there. I mean, the original count that we had, we could also count this up as 5 waves up into this space, and then we were looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming back down here, and that was fine, but we never got 5 waves in this little structure here. So we've done all the right things, and we've ended up at the right place now. So all we need to do now is we just need to wait for this ABC correction coming back in here, and we can catch the 3rd wave up here, and then we can work through this wave 4 to move up into wave 5. So I've always had this count coming up through here. I've had it in 2 or 3 different ways of trading it, but the reason I've chosen this one for is because of the 38.2% retracement level back into this space here. So just coming back into the hourly chart here for a moment, this would be the same for the Nasdaq as well. So taking that picture there and putting it here for the Nasdaq, it would be the same here as well. So the same thing here, we would be looking for an A and a B and a C to pull back into this space here. That does look a little bit short for the 61.8%, but yeah, it's down here in this case. But we'll track the. I'll put it in. Yeah, doesn't hurt to put it in. It's a starting point, but I think the 7,000 will hold a lot of orders there, and it will be oversold by that point there as well. So we'll probably get a sharp bounce from that, and we could probably use that to buy on there. But anyway, there may be one more little move up through here. I haven't pulled this apart in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but it doesn't matter. Be mindful of that, Chaser, because a trend has a beginning, the middle, and the end here, where it starts to creep to the upside. So we're at the later stages of it. So there's no point in going long at this stage. Going short into a correction against the trend, I don't know. Yeah, it's doable depending on what degree of structure that you trade. Not so much what time frame that you trade, but it's more the degree of structure that you trade. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.